Hey coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel, and today it's the Eisenhower Dollar from 1976, and it's one of the coins you can tell from the back. The back of the Eisenhower Dollar in 1976 was different than every other Eisenhower Dollar, and that's because it was a bicentennial dollar. So the Eisenhowers first came out in 1971. Of course, this is a 1971 from the Denver Mint, and we can see the D right down here. See the 1971. They came out as hopefully as dollar coins, and casinos really liked them, and some other people liked them, but the vending machine people did not like them, and they were just too big, and people didn't like them in their pockets. They're just too heavy. These things weigh 22.8 grams if you get the clad variety. And I'll talk about the difference between the clad variety and the silver variety in a second. It says Liberty at the top, Ike facing left, in God we trust here. If we go way, way down in here, we see some initials. Can you see them right there? That's an F and a G, and that's for Frank Gasparo, the same person who engraved the back of the Lincoln Memorial pennies. There's the FG. And Frank Gasparo first engraved these. They came out in 1971, and on the back of the 1971s was the eagle landing on the moon design. An eagle holding an olive branch landing on the moon with the earth over its shoulder. Well, in 1975, when they decided to do the bicentennial versions, they changed the back. In 1975, the US Mint made the coins for the bicentennial coins. So you can get a 1975 penny, you can get a 1975 nickel, you can get a 1975 dime, but you can't get a 1975 quarter or half dollar or dollar. They all say 1776 to 1976 on them. And where does it say it? Right here. So you can see the difference. They just took and changed it up quite a bit. From 1971 here to 1776 to 1976. So this is the bicentennial version. Now it came out in two different ways. It came out in a clad version, which is the coin like this, and it came out in a silver version, which is the coin like this. And notice there's no kind of copper in there that you can see. This is a 40% silver version, so it's kind of the same as the Kennedy half dollars that they made between 1965 and 1970. Those were 40% also. The original Kennedy half dollar was 90% in 1965 through 70. They changed them to 40%. So this is a 40%. Still quite a bit of silver in it. $10 minimum for these. This coin, when it came out in 1976, was not the first silver Eisenhower dollar. Silver Eisenhower dollars in 71, 72, 73, 74, and 76. And they all have the S on them. There's people talk about these silver Eisenhower dollars from 77 and 78. They are not made of silver. They didn't make any of silver. But they are just shiny. I guess that's why they talk about that. But no silver dollars in 77 and 78. There are 32 coins in the Eisenhower coin set, so it's one of the smaller numbers that people love to collect. What are the 32? Well, of course, you have the 71 coins, and in 1971 you have the Philadelphia, which is a no mint mark, and then of course you have the Denver, which has the D mint mark, and you just work your way up. Here's the D mint mark. So 71, you have the P, the D, and you have the, they call it the S clad coin, the non-silver. 72, you have the P, D, and the S, and the silver. 73, you have the P, D, the clad, and the silver. 74, you have the P, D, the clad, and the silver. And then no 75s, but then 76 you have the P, D, clad, and silver. 77 you have the P, the D, the clad. Here's a 77. And notice what happened in 77. Guess what they did? They went back. So here's they started in 71 with the eagle landing on the moon. they threw in the 1976 Moon Behind the Liberty Bell version. Then in 1977, so this is a 76, in 1977 they moved back for 2 years. So the 77 and the 78 went back to the Eagle landing on the moon dollars. And how many did they make? Well, let's go through that. At the Philadelphia Mint in 1976, they made 117 million. At the Denver Mint in 1976, they made 103 million, so about 220 million. Then they made the clad S's, not the silver S's, but the clad S's, with the S here. They made 3 million type 1s and 4 million type 2s with the back on them. So the clad S's came in that. And then they made about 9 million of the silver S's in 1976. All right, that's all we have today from DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Love to have you subscribe to our channel and leave any comments you might have in the comments section. They also have what they call the Type 1 and Type 2 from 1976. And I'll try to show you these, but sometimes it's hard to see on these. Well, what they did was they actually changed the kind of typeface of the letters. In 1975, they made what they call the Type 1 variety, and that is the big old thick letters here. See, this one has kind of a thick, wide M on it. See how big and flat the O is on there and how thin it is on here? So this one here that they made all of the Type 1s in 1975, big kind of fat letters. In 1976, when they made them again, they made them with a slightly smaller letter.